After we progressed through from the third round of the FA Cup, we also had a convincing 6-2 win against Premier League new boys Brentford. We are flying high in the Premier League. Today's episode, we're going to be taking on Aston Villa and Watford as we look to see just how high we can fly. Welcome back into the series. This is episode 8 of Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire. So, as I said in the little intro, we played very well in the previous episode. We progressed from the third round of the FA Cup and also scored 6 goals against Brentford. Since you've been away, our form has continued to be good, and we're going to look to capitalise on that as we play Aston Villa and Watford. So let's have a little look at what you've missed since you've been away. Going back to that 6-2 win, we then went on the road to West Ham. We played some really good football in this game and we won 4-2, picking up 3 points on the road. It was important. We had goals from Sesko, he got 2, Harrison and Daniel James getting the 4th in the 86th minute. We played really well in this game. Some of the build-up and link-up play was fantastic. The goals that we scored were brilliant. We had 21 shots, 7 of which on target. And even though the 50-50% for possession is there, we actually dominated this game and we were very impressive. We then went on the road to Everton. Another game where we absolutely dominated and just could not get the ball in the net. We had 18 shots, 8 on target. Only had 47% of the possession. But as you can see from Everton's shots and on target and everything going on, their XG was 0.05 at home. How we didn't win this game, I have no idea. We then went and played Salford in the FA Cup 4th round. We rotated, and I'm going to give away a little something here. I said at the end of the last episode I didn't think there was going to be transfers, but we did do some transfers, and I will reveal those in just a minute. But we had goals from Sesko, Lufc, Adams, and Lufc actually got a hat-trick. We absolutely dominated the game. It was in the pouring rain, and we were very happy with the result, 5-0 on the road, which puts us through in the FA Cup. We then had a massive game as we welcomed Manchester City to Ellen Road, and we won comprehensively 3-1. We were absolutely flying in the first half. We were 2-0 up. Sesko got himself a hat-trick. We dominated pretty much everywhere, and it was the first time that I'd really seen this tactic and formation really go on the front foot. And we absolutely battered them. They only scored in the 85th minute, and that was when we were tiring. I was really impressed with the outcome of that game. And then in the last game, we continued and stretched our unbeaten run to 8 games, I believe it is, with a 1-1 draw against Arsenal. We conceded a goal in the 52nd minute and then equalised in the 79th. The game was pretty much 50-50, as you can see by the stats, and we were good value for our point. So that brings us up to date with that. As I said, there was a little something in the transfer market. I didn't think we had the money, and then all of a sudden, along come Moneybags Newcastle with a £27 million bid for Stuart Dallas. It was one that I pondered over taking or not taking. I looked at his age, at the age of 30. I did look at his stats, and they do fit us really well. He was having a good season, in fairness to him. But the money, I didn't think we would get further down the line. So I actually took the 27 million, snapped their hands off, and reinvested that in the squad. The other player that went was Noah Kenner. Aston Villa came in with a £1 million bid. I really didn't want to sell him, but he was trying to be a little bit awkward. Was upset that I kept refusing bids, so in the end we took the £1 million for him. And then we moved Liam McCarron on to Norwich. There's another one I'd have preferred to have kept. Was getting good reports from our reserve team coaches, but he was asking to leave, so I didn't stand in his way. So you may ask, who came in if those players went out? So the first player that we signed was a direct replacement for Stuart Dallas. He's Rene. He came to us from Flamingo. Cost £600,000, so he was actually a bargain purchase. Not as good as Stuart Dallas, but he's a player as an emergency backup who can come in and do a job. He's 29 years old, so around the same age, and he isn't young and impressionable, so he slots straight into the first team. We then went and bought Junior Sambia. He's another player who can play right back or left back, so again, the same as what Dallas would do for us. He was playing for Montpellier, so another purchase that I was quite happy with. I think he was pretty inexpensive as well. Yeah, so only 700,000 spent there. We then went and bought Emil Kraft. So there's a theme here. We were pretty much stockpiling right and left backs to cover the gaps because we have had Junior Firpo with fitness concerns. We had Dallas with fitness concerns. So Kraft comes to us from Newcastle after they spent all the money on Dallas. And we managed to get him in a bargain deal for £2.8 million. So I was very happy with that. The next player that we bought is a big one for the club. We managed to get Rodrigo Bentacor, and this is a player that the scouts were going absolutely mental about. As soon as he hit the transfer list, they were in my inbox going, sign this player at any costs, sign this player at any costs. I did think we might not have any chance of signing him, but lo and behold, 5.75 million when he was put on the list seems an absolute bargain. He's taken a little time to settle in, but I think once he's up and running, he will be an absolutely fantastic acquisition. And then the last two players we bought, we went and raided Newcastle twice more. So in the first game of the season, we played against Freddie Woodman in goal for Newcastle, and he was pretty decent. So we were struggling a little bit with our goalkeepers. For a bargain price of £375,000, we've signed a 24-year-old English goalkeeper who both goes for the homegrown and fits in with the club ethos of being young and maybe turning him around for a profit later on. And the last player that we signed was Jacob Murphy. He's another one who can play at right back / right wing. We can also play him as a winger. He's quick, he has pace, he has the ability to take players on, and I think he'll be a good rotation spot for Rafinha, Lofc, Harrison, and can play multiple positions. And for the price, I think we paid 1.2 million. 825,000 up front, rising to 1.25, I think it is. And that there is a bargain. So that brings us up to date with everything that's gone on since the last episode. Let's jump straight into the Aston Villa game and see if we can show you those players and keep our great form running. Sticking then with our trusted 4-2-3-1 that we have now been playing. That run of games that we are on, both winning and the draw against Arsenal, have seen us come good. So we're going to stick with it. And the lineup we're going to put out against Aston Villa is Meslier in goal, Junior Firpo, Koch, Llorente and Sambia at right back. We have Bentacor and Phillips in the middle, Harrison, Click and Rafinha in front of them, with Bamford up front. Let's see if we can't get 3 points from Aston Villa. Only a few minutes into the game then, and Firpo has the throw in. He plays it to Click, plays the ball back, he plays it inside to Bentacor, plays it to Phillips. Bamford then knocks it on for Rafinha, who's into the box, cuts back, and Matt Target somehow gets to the ball, but he only plays it as far as Sambia. He's going to try and take his man on. Plays it off to Phillips, who turns back, plays it back to Sambia. He's in the box, he's had a shot, and the ball has ended up in the net. That's 1-0. Tyrone Mings is being credited with an own goal. It did seem to take a weird deflection. Shame that Sambia is not going to be given the goal. It would have been his first for the club. So as Phillips cuts into the box, plays it back to Sambia, and the ball, oh, it does. It hits off the back of Mings, goes into the net. We'll take it. It's 1-0. After we took the early lead, not a lot's happened. In the 32nd minute, and all of a sudden Aston Villa are piling forwards. Target is going to try and get across into the box. He delivers, but only as far as Koch, and he heads it out to Harrison. Plays it back to Bentacor. Some nice passing going on here as Junior Firpo is going to try and bring the ball out of defence. Overruns it though, and Buendia takes it off of him. Villa are going to try and turn this into another attack as he runs forward. Plays it to Cash up the line. He then crosses it into the box. Leon Bailey's on the back stick. He's not tall enough, surely, to beat our defenders in the air. And Rafinha gets the ball, plays it to Bamford. Back to Rafinha, takes one man on. He's running at pace towards the box. Cuts it back. Phillips is there, has the shot from distance, hits the top of the crossbar, goes out for a goal kick. Last chance before the half here as Danny Ings has a shot there from a free kick. Is Tyrone Mings offside? That was a little bit strange. The free kick was just rolled. Ings has hit it. Mings puts it in the net. Is he offside here? Goal disallowed. It did look a bit weird that Mings was that far forwards that he was tapping the ball into the net. So Buendia to Ings, there's two of them offside there. So Meslier kind of makes a mess of it, really, punches it up in the air. Mings taps it into the empty net, and it's disallowed. And with that, brings the end to the first half. You can see that both teams have been pretty identical. 6 shots, we've had 2 on target, they've had 3 on target. Only 41% possession for us, which is probably a little bit low, so there's room for improvement. And I think in the second half, we should get better. So then, 64 minutes on the clock, and we're going to dip into our substitutes as always. We're going to bring Tyler Adams on for Bentacor, who has a booking. I also want to give a game to Jacob Murphy here. I'm going to give Rafinha a little bit of rest. I think that he's a player that we really need to protect. And it does say there he was injured but feels he could shake it off. So I want to give him a little bit of a rest. And we will see if these 2 substitutions have any impact on the game. Pretty dull second half, to be fair, but Villa are popping up here with an attack. Ball is swung out to, I think that says Sanson. It's blocked, and then it's to Nakamba, and Buendia is in behind. He's had a shot, Meslier gets down, and Llorente lumps it forwards, and it's cleared away. What's going on here then? So, with a free kick deep in our own half, Koch plays it forward, but it's intercepted. Buendia's played in Danny Ings, and I think he's offside here. It's not even going to be checked. So, unfortunately, in the 90th minute, we are going to concede an equaliser. Let's have a little look here. Oh, he's Koch's playing in miles onside, isn't he? Yeah, of course. So, the free kick was lumped forwards. He's still playing Ings onside, and he gives him pretty much a simple tapping. So, not the end to the match that we would have wanted. 95 minutes. I feel like that is a bit of a wasted opportunity to get out of there with 3 points. 91st minute, and the free kick was pretty wishy-washy, just lumped forwards, and then gave them the perfect opportunity to equalise. So, not the ending to the first game that we wanted. Wasn't really much action going on either. Let's jump forwards and see if we can get back to winning ways in the next game. After our 1-1 draw against Aston Villa, I got so excited I forgot that we actually had another game in between these 2 games. So let me just pop back to the main screens and show you what happened. I think this might have actually been a schedule change. I don't remember this game being in between, and I think the draw was done and then we played this game. But we played Bournemouth in the FA Cup and won 2-1. We actually played really disappointingly, even though the stats all look in our favour. We were 1-0 down for a long time, only getting goals in the 87th and 91st minutes from Harrison. And even then, one of them had to be VAR checked. But we did end up progressing into the next round of the FA Cup. So, back to the game in hand, and that is Watford. So, we are going to be putting out the following lineup. We have got Meslier in goal, Rene at left back, Koch, Llorente, and Tyler Adams is going to have a game at right back. We've got Bentacor and Phillips in the middle. Rafinha is going to be on the left with Click and Harrison. And then Sesko is finally fit enough to come back into the team. He's missed the last few games with an injury. So hopefully he'll get straight back into the goals as we take on Watford. The first chance of the game is a corner for Watford. They swing it in and it is headed over the bar by Messina. The first chance for us looks like it's going to be a throw-in from Adams. Plays it to Bentacor, to Llorente. Phillips is now going to play it forward to Harrison. He then plays the ball over the top and Rene is in down the left-hand side. Swings the ball in and there is Sesko with the header. Nearly gets straight back on the score sheet but heads it over the bar. Bit of build-up play here from Watford as they look to pass it around the middle. But Rene steps in and takes it off him and Click with the ball over the top for Sesko. He's in on one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And for a change, hits it straight at Bachmann in goal. And then straight after that, we're going to have another chance as Click plays the ball to Bentacor. Harrison gets into the penalty area and he has lumped it over the bar as well. We have been so wasteful in this first half. In at half-time then, and the score is 0-0. We have been on top of the game. Just cannot do anything with the chances that we are creating. Hopefully in the second half, we will take one of these chances because we need to get 3 points on the board. First chance then of the second half looks like it's going to go to us. Llorente is going to bring the ball forwards, plays it to Click. Could have passed the ball first time there, waited and then passes it straight to the goalkeeper, which is fantastic. Not too sure what's going to happen from here on in. They lump the ball forwards. They get it to Dennis down the right hand side. He looks to get to the byline, bring the ball back in, but gets cut out. Rene to Cock, plays it all the way across to Tyler Adams, plays it to Harrison, cuts in off of his wing and plays it straight to the Watford midfielder. He goes back forwards, and all of a sudden Sari's in. Thankfully, he puts it wide. Throw in then down in by the corner flag, gets played all the way back to Llorente. He plays it to Cock, plays it into Phillips, who's in behind, turns back though, plays it back to Cock, plays it to Rene. Bentacor now on the edge of the box. Some nice build-up play here, but somebody needs to go forwards with the ball. Rene plays it to Cock. Bentacor with the ball to Phillips. He takes the shot from distance, and a great save from Bachmann keeps the score at 0-0. We will get a corner though, and Rafinha is going to swing this corner in. It's dealt with by the Watford defence, and I think this ball is... I thought it was going to go out, but Rene is quick enough to keep it in, and the highlight finishes there. 64 minutes into the game then, and we are going to make a couple of substitutions. I think I'm going to swap Rafinha onto the right-hand side. I'm going to bring Daniel James in on the left-hand side, as we seem to be getting in down that side. I think maybe Tyler Roberts is also going to come on and replace Matthias Click. Let's see if those have any impact on the game. Free kick then to Leeds as we play the ball forwards. Rene is taking his man on, cuts it back into Phillips, who plays it into Daniel James. This is exactly what we brought him on for. Ball into the middle. Roberts, Sesko, Tyler Roberts. Bang, bang. 1-0. And that is pretty much a brilliant substitution. Exactly what we were looking for. A bit of spark in the game. Nice little 1-2 there between two forward players. So James with the cross. Roberts with the pass to Sesko. Lays it back into his path, and he smashes it past Bachmann to give us the lead. Adams up the line. Rafinha now is one-on-one with his man. Plays to Bentacor, who's into the box. Has a shot, but Bachmann is equal to it, and we are going to get a corner. So this corner is going to be swung in by Rafinha as usual. Plays it to the back post, gets dealt with, and now Josh King is on the break. If somebody can get over there and take the ball off it, Bentacor just goes over, hacks him down. He's going to get himself a yellow card. I might have to take Bentacor off in a moment because he has... I think he's played 4 games and got 4 yellow cards, and I really don't want to be risking getting somebody sent off when we're 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go. So let's see how this plays out as they try to play out from the back all the way back to the goalkeeper, who lumps it to Bentacor. Plays it to Rafinha, who's got acres of space and time, crosses it in. Daniel James can't get there, but we have now got a handball situation apparently. I think they're going to go to VAR here. Daniel James was causing a nuisance of himself, getting across the defender, and we have got a penalty for handball. So I think it's Rafinha is going to step up and take this. It is indeed. Left-footed misses, and the rebound trickles along the line. He runs in, smashes it in, and we are 2-0 up. So we don't really need to see a replay of that. So I'm going to go in and make that change. And actually what I'm going to do is move Tyler Adams into the middle, and then we are going to bring Junior Sambia on at right back. Do not want to take any risks with getting a red card in this game. And that is all she wrote. We have got out with a 2-0 win. 26 shots, 12 on target. We didn't play that brilliantly at all, but we have still managed to come out with a 2-0 win, get 3 points. And as I said, it's important to get back to winning ways, and that's exactly what we have done. After a shaky first game with a 1-1 draw against Aston Villa, we then put that right with a 2-0 win against Watford. It wasn't the best performance, but sometimes you don't need the best performances to get the points. We had a 2-0 win there. So before we leave, let's, as ever, look at the Premier League table. You can see now our fine run of form sees us on 55 points, sat proudly in 3rd place, 2 points ahead of Arsenal, an impressive 6 points ahead of Manchester City. We are, though, lacking by 9 points to Man U FC, 13 points to Liverpool, who have only lost 2 games all season. So onwards and upwards. Let's look at the schedule, see where we can come back, as we really do now push into the second half of the season. We are on the final running. I think I might push forwards here and come back for the Southampton and Man UFC games on the 16th of April and the 23rd of April. And then that will leave us with a final episode for season 1 with probably Burnley and Norwich as we look to secure some Champions League football. That's another episode in the bag then. 4 points in this episode with the 1-1 draw against Aston Villa before beating Watford 2-0. And we look like we are firmly on course for a top 4 finish. We can't let our foot off the gas though now. We really need to push on. We also have Arsenal in the FA Cup coming up, and I'll let you know how we get on in that game in the next episode. So if you're at this point of the video and you're still watching, you're still enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. Subscribe to keep up to date with everything going on in the Leeds United save. Hit the like button to help the channel out. Anything you want to know about the save, drop that down in the comment section below. I'll try and get back to you as many of those questions as I can. But for this one, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll catch you in the next episode when we play against Southampton and Man UFC.